blows my mind that people can run 2 miles as like a warm-up. I just went for 21 minutes and I only made it like 1.25 miles, which includes, you know, was it 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes of walking. So I walked for 8 minutes and ran for 12 minutes. It was tough. I probably could have done more, maybe. I'm kind of just trying to keep like a set time amount I'm going for. No matter what, I do like a 5-minute warm-up walk, and then I have to get off and, you know, stretch my hips, and then my ankles too. My ankles absolutely hate when I just start running out of nowhere. They're stiff and don't like it. I'm pretty happy with that. I tried running 2 days ago. I only went for like 4 minutes and almost died. After watching a couple videos, it's because I started off too fast. So I slowed it down, started off with a walk, and then threw a walk in there just to get me used to running. Sure, I ran for football, but that was just sprints. That wasn't like endurance running. And I can do sprints and then rest, you know, catch my breath for a minute and then sprint some more, you know. That's not hard. But the endurance of continuously running, I'm pretty stoked because I always said there's no way I could run. I hate running. I'm not a runner. I have to do something while running. For example, like chasing someone down to tackle them or running for a route to catch a football, you know. Then I can do it. Like, you can physically see what you're reaching in the end. Like, it's right there. Long distance running and stuff, that's not my forte. I used to purposely walk it in high school. I think my fastest time was, I was a freshman and I got like maybe 8:41 or something like that, 8:43, I can't remember. And then I switched to weights class my sophomore year and took weights my sophomore through senior year, so I never really had to run a mile every Wednesday. So running has never been my thing. I always pick sports that involved, you know, like a ball, like basketball, softball, football, soccer, any of those. Any of those was better than just straight up running, but I'm pretty stoked. I think this went really well. Yeah, after watching the video of like how to take it slow at first, do easy runs so you don't burn yourself out, and how to breathe. Turns out I don't know how to breathe when I run, so, but now it definitely got me further, and I'm pretty stoked for these next 29 days, so. Another reason I had a little issues was because I'm fairly certain my foot's broken. It happened about a month ago. One of my teammates stepped on my foot with their cleats, and she's probably close to 6 foot and makes me look small, so it definitely was a tough one. But here's to the next 29, 30 days. Probably continuous after that. I'm starting to like it. I don't know if I could do 2 miles as a warm-up, but maybe one day. Okay, go ahead. She's good. Good job, Gummy. Today is Saturday, day 7. Starting to feel a little bit better. Not 100%. Nighttime's killing me. Just got done running. Instead of running for a set period of time and then walking for 2 minutes, then running for another set of time, I just walked for 4 minutes to warm up, and then ran around my mom's yard to add a little bit more of a challenge, and then just ran for 12 minutes straight. And now I'm walking for a cool down, just to try and do all the time at once. It is where I have to like go up a hill each lap. Like this hill came down from over by those trees. Every lap, I don't know how many laps it was, a handful or more, I don't know. So I've been splitting it up, so instead of doing that, I just did it 12 minutes straight and then walked for the rest so I could just run the mile all in one go. And I like the added challenge of doing it out here because there's enough terrain and whatnot to make it challenging, so I'm not just running flat. And I kind of enjoyed it, so I think I'm gonna start doing this on Saturdays out here at her place outside. Not this next Saturday just because I'll be in Montana then, but I'm gonna do my best to continue running every day there. But anyway, so here's day 7. I've missed 2 days this week. I missed yesterday and Wednesday. Wednesday just, I was completely out of it all day. I was just not feeling well. Hopefully it gets better as I get feeling better. Here's to tomorrow. Alright, today was day 6 of running. Wait, no, I lied. Jesus, it's been a long week. Sorry. Today is day 8 of running. I just finished running on the treadmill. Yesterday, I ran outside where it gave me a little bit of a challenge and wasn't just flat. And ran for 12 minutes straight, and that was my running. So today, since I was inside on the treadmill, I decided since I could do that, where it was slightly challenging, I should be able to run longer on the treadmill where it's flat. Well, a 1 incline, but still flat basically. So I ran for 15 minutes, and since it was my first time like actually running a mile at once since high school, which was quite a while ago, I decided to watch NEWBIE pedal while doing it. Very good show. Definitely is inspiring, I guess you could say, to get moving and whatnot, but I enjoy it. Pretty much any sports show like that I like. I did 15 minutes all at once, with the 5-minute walk before and the 5-minute walk after. Went pretty well. I feel like I could go further or longer, but I don't want to burn myself out so fast, especially since I'm coming off of being sick and still doing this, so gotta take it one day at a time, I guess. Here's to tomorrow. Alright, so I just got done running. Decided to push myself again. I kind of like doing it when I can. Instead of running 15 minutes, I ran 16 minutes and still did the 5-minute walk before and after. So, slowly increasing my time. I find it fun. Since I'm still not quite used to running yet, I was watching NEWBIE pedal again. So, I like watching sports animes. It definitely is good at encouraging, I guess you could say. They get so into it, so it helps. And I lifted earlier. I did my heavy day for legs and whatnot. I definitely noticed that I've been sick the last week. I noticed a lack of energy while doing it, but I still completed it all. It took about a half hour longer than normal because I was watching my nephews while doing it, so they're 10 and 6 and they kept interrupting. So it took a little bit longer, but I got it done. Whew. Alright, so I just finished running. This is day 9, I think. I don't know, whatever. I ended up only doing my main lifts earlier. It was just getting hot out there and humid, super humid. I got lazy and didn't want to change the weights on the dumbbells again. I had already changed them and I was just getting hot and tired. Going on 5 hours of sleep probably didn't help. So I was tired. My legs are tired, not sore, from everything yesterday and then work. So when I got home, I decided to run anyway. I knew I wasn't going to want to after work, so I had to hurry up and do it. I dropped the walks to the before walk to 4 minutes and the after walk to 4 minutes, and then I ended up running for 17 minutes this time, so increased that and dropped the others, but I had to try and get it in quick. My legs were feeling heavy like halfway through, but I already knew I could run 16 minutes. I did it yesterday, so might as well run 17 today. What's 1 more minute, I guess. Anyway, so I'm done for today. Now I have to hurry up and shower and go to work, so looking forward to tomorrow. Alright, so I just finished my running on, I don't know, I think it's day 10. I'd have to look. I have no idea. But anyway, just finished doing my running. I was exhausted before I started. I started around 7:30. It was about 91 outside with a feel like of 106. That humidity is a killer. And my day started at like 5:30 on 5 hours of sleep, if that. I don't even think I got that. And I was outside late morning pulling a bunch of weeds again and whatnot. Went to Bible study. Could barely stay awake for it. Then was outside with a couple friends for a little bit. Sweating to death, dying. When I left there, I didn't feel like I had any energy. Like I wasn't going to be able to run or anything. And so I got home, was still warm because, you know, it's hot outside. And even though it was an hour drive, and decided I need to try and get my run in before, you know, I sit down. Because once I sit down, I knew that was going to be the end of the bit. Like, there was no way I was going to run after that. Decided to go ahead and try and run, and it was definitely the hardest run, yet still kind of the easiest run. When I'm exhausted and whatnot, just from yesterday, work last night, everything, I was just beyond beat. And I actually find it easier to push myself when I am tired and exhausted. And 4 minutes in, I was ready to quit. I knew I could go further, you know. And so, because I know the first 5 minutes are usually the hardest running for me. And so I got past the 5 minute mark. It got to 8 to 10 minutes and I wanted to stop. And I was like, I'll stop when I get to 12 minutes of running. Get towards 12 minutes, then you're on the downside, and it's just easier to keep pushing till then. And I went for 18 minutes because, you know, yesterday I ran 17 minutes. So I knew I could go one more, even though I was just beat and ready to be done. But I feel like once I start, it's easier to push myself. It's sometimes just the getting started part that's hard. That's the hard part. Once I start, I can push myself pretty dang far, like beyond what I think I can. I just have to ignore my brain and let my body just keep moving, because eventually you just kind of become numb to it. Not numb, but like it's not as hard as you think it is. I was a little concerned because my hammies were super tight, especially after work last night. Even though I ran right before work, I still was on my feet like the whole time and moving a lot and fast. So my hammies were super tight and I was worried, but I wasn't sprinting, so I knew my chances of pulling them were kind of low, so they're not that weak. I got today's done running, adding an extra minute to it, making progress. So here's to tomorrow. Okay, so I just finished running on the treadmill. I got back from Montana on Monday, and I honestly didn't run after the second day in Montana. It was really smoky that day, and I ran, and it just like destroyed the rest of the trip. Like, I could not breathe the rest of the trip. My allergies were horrible. The air was so dry, which I'm not used to, and I had this like dry cough the rest of the time. Breathing was horrible. I got exhausted doing just anything. Like 2 days after that run, for the next 2 days, I just did nothing. Like, I just sat there and had no motivation to do anything. I was not feeling good at all. And then when we went up to a little further north in Montana, it was a little bit lower elevation, so that helped a little bit, but it was still so dry, and it got really smoky there one day, and my allergies were through the roof. Like, I could not breathe at all. And so I had gotten back on Monday night, missed work Tuesday night because still not feeling well, and I was beyond exhausted and just felt horrible. And then today is Thursday, I believe. Yes, Thursday. And so this is the first I ran since the second day in Montana, which was probably close to 10 days ago. And I'm still not 100%, but I feel like I have more energy, but my breathing is still a little iffy. Definitely feeling a bit better, so I pushed myself a little more and ran for 25 minutes. I walked 5 minutes, ran 25, walked 5, and I went about 2.9 miles according to my watch. And I did it at a level 1 incline. And so it felt pretty good doing it. I didn't feel horrible, but I looked and my heart rate was elevated for at least 3/4 of the run. It wasn't like a nice, easy heart rate, but I hardly noticed, to be honest. So I don't know. I guess I'm used to having a hard time breathing while running. I don't know, but it's nice that my legs are getting tired before my breathing gives out. I'll admit breathing was a little hard during this, but I just watched some Netflix while running and it helped keep me distracted from my breathing, so I made it through and ran those 25 minutes, so it's pretty exciting. I don't know if some of you understand like how exciting, because my breathing has always given out before my legs, so it's a lot of fun. And I honestly missed running while I wasn't feeling well, so, and I didn't lift today either just because I opted for extra sleep to try and get better. It's weird to say it was fun, so here's to tomorrow. All right, so we just finished running outside. I had some companions today. My nephews decided to join me, and we did a late run. It's getting dark out, as you can see, and my glasses are fogging, so I can't see very well.
And it's gonna be lightning over to the north.
Yep, it's lightning to the north. I don't know how many 6-year-olds actually know what direction north is, but he does. Anyway, so we just got done running. It was about 2.2 miles. We only ran for 20 minutes because I literally can't see anymore. And the 6-year-old and the 9-year-old, as of today, it's his birthday, so kudos to him for joining us. They kept asking when we were done. So we cut it to 20 minutes. Evan ran further than me because he went a lap ahead of me, at least.
And I tripped over a fence.
He's 12. And then these guys kind of ran ahead of me / took walking breaks too, and Evan took a couple walking breaks, but that's what we did today. Anyway, so hopefully they'll be joining me again eventually, right guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you enjoy it enough?
Yeah.
Anyway, you're a bit dramatic. Anyway, so here's to tomorrow. Alright, so I just finished my run for today. I think I found out it was like day 28 or 29 since I started. I'm kind of disappointed in it. I only ran for a little over a mile. With the walking ended up being about 1.5 miles, a little over. But I was originally going to walk my 5 minutes, run for 25 minutes, walk for 5 minutes, and then just continue running after that and see how far I could go. But today just felt so hard, and like my legs just felt so heavy and just kind of weak. Like my hammies were super tight. It kind of felt like they just wanted to give out any moment. So I kind of just did the bare minimum just to still get something done. Because at first I felt fine, and then about halfway through it just was feeling really lethargic and everything. But I took about a 2-hour nap an hour or so ago. Well, it was a few hours ago, but whatever. And I wonder if that kind of did it. I'm not a nap taker. I don't take them ever. And if I do, it has to be like a 2 to 3 hour nap. So I try to avoid them because I never feel like 100% after them. So usually once I'm awake for the day. And my energy levels and everything are usually perfectly fine. But today, I guess, I don't know, my energy must be super low. So I didn't do what I wanted to. Maybe tomorrow I'll get it done. But I'm running with the kids tomorrow, so we'll kind of see how that goes. But that's what I did today. It ended up being 25 minutes total. About 1 3/4 mile or so. So here's to tomorrow, guys. May it be better. Whew. Okay, so this was day 30 of running. This run was worse than yesterday's for me. Evan was doing pretty good today though. And Monty, he quit a little early, but he's 6, we'll give it to him. He did good though. He ran quite a bit. He did his best to keep up with Evan. And then mine, I actually walked a bit. I think I ended up going about 1.6 miles, and it took about 22 minutes, so nowhere near what I can normally do. Definitely dehydrated. I can feel it. But Evan says he wants to keep running a little bit, so he'll keep going. You gonna run anymore, Monty? No? Okay. But that was day 30. So hopefully tomorrow will be better. Alright, so this is like day 31, and we just finished running just a little over 2 miles, 2.1 miles, so a little bit further than what we've been doing. Felt a little bit better today. Evan probably ran a little bit further than that, but his app on his phone isn't very accurate at calculating. Feeling pretty good. How about you? Mm-hmm. You feel good? Okay. He's starting to enjoy it a lot. You gonna run on your own tomorrow? Or try to?
No.
Not at home?
Maybe.
Okay. Alright, so here's to tomorrow, guys. Okay, so I just finished running outside. No, that's not sweat. I had to soak my head. I'm hot. So I just finished running outside at my mom's. Did 12 laps around her infield property, I guess you could say. Not the pasture or anything. I only did 12 laps. It ended up being like 1.58 miles, which is less than what I have been running. But there's like the added challenge of this hill right here that I run up from all the way down by those trees. There's Mom. That I run up this hill every single lap. So it's an added challenge. I did it in about 20 minutes. Felt like my breathing was giving out before my running. I was picking up my pace and going faster than I typically would, so I ended up walking 3 of those 12 laps throughout the middle of it, so. But felt pretty good. I kind of am starting to enjoy running outside, and it was my first day of running with no music or anything, or running buddy. Here's to tomorrow. Okay, so I'm pretty excited. Today is day 33, and I ran 2.39 miles, and it took about 25 minutes. Or it took exactly 25 minutes. That's pretty exciting considering barely a month ago I ran, what was it, like 1.2 or something, 3? I don't know, for like 22 minutes, and I wanted to see how I compared to then, and I mean, I think that's a pretty good increase. I don't know. I'm pretty excited. It's still weird to say that I had fun running, but I like to compete, and that even includes like competing against myself, like to push myself harder. I'm pretty excited. I'm looking at doing a 5K in 3 weeks and a couple days. I'm going to see if my nephews want to join me, and maybe my sister-in-law. It's one of those fun runs, like the walk-run thing. Originally, before I ran today, my goal was going to be to just try and get, I don't know, under 40 minutes. But after today, I mean, I could potentially get close to 35 minutes. So, and that's still 3 weeks away. So who knows? Maybe I could improve more in those next 3 weeks. Especially since, knock on wood, I'm not sick or having breathing problems right now. I didn't run those full 33 days. I did miss about a 10-day stretch because I literally could not breathe while I was in Montana. It was terrible. So I'm pretty excited to see how much better I can get. I think that's decent for only been doing this for maybe a little over a month and a few days. But I don't know. I'm not a runner. Really, nobody in my family is a runner. So I don't know. I guess the sky's the limit, so it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to what the next month holds. I'm excited to let you guys know how I do, how much better I get in the next month. So here's to tomorrow, guys. Okay, so here's a side-by-side comparison of my first day to my 33rd day and what I did both days on the treadmill. The first day picture looks a little different just because before I realized my watch has a running button for like outside and then another option for a treadmill, and I didn't go down far enough to see the treadmill one, so anyway, here's the comparison.